I want to welcome you to this free training. We're talking about from side hustle to sustainable success, the 5-stage system to reach $10,000 a month with a small strategic audience. And I haven't shared this training anywhere else, so this is brand new. And this is what we're going to be covering. We're going to be talking about the 5 stages of YouTube growth, why most creators plateau and how to break through those plateaus, how to grow faster in a changing YouTube landscape, how smart creators are leveraging new tools like AI, and then the proven system for building a 10K a month YouTube business. And at the end of today's training, I actually have a free assessment for you. Our team's been working hard, and this will help you not just identify your stage, but will give you practical tips for how to have a personalized roadmap for going forward and avoiding time wasting, so you can stop wasting time on the wrong strategies, know exactly where you stand. But let's talk about the 10K a month opportunity and really the challenge ahead, because there's so much opportunity on YouTube right now, but there's also some big challenges. This is the truth. There's really never been a better time to be a creator, but it's also never been noisier. It's kind of like the tale of two cities. It's the best of times and the worst of times. There's really good things happening and there's really big challenges. You know, if you look at the math right now, YouTube recently celebrated its 20th birthday, and they revealed that they've paid creators $100 billion over the last 4 years. It's crazy, right? And new stats came out that actually shows the growth of the creator economy between now and 2032. And the creator economy is projected to grow by 4x in the next 7 years, reaching over $848 billion worldwide. So the 10K a month opportunity on YouTube is a real opportunity. There's massive money in the system, but here's the bad news. Here's the challenge. Right now, on average, there are over 20 million videos uploaded daily to YouTube. That's more than 13,000 videos every minute. Like, as I've described this point, 13,000 videos were uploaded to YouTube. Like, that's kind of crazy, right? So like, even as we're talking about this, there's so much content. And that's really the power of a framework we've developed here at Think Media called the 5 stages of YouTube success. We're going to be going through these today so you can identify where are you at, what do you need to fix, and what is it going to take for you to go to the next stage. And by the end of this training, you'll know exactly which of the 5 stages you're in, what's holding you back, and how to reach predictable income with YouTube. Now, here's the problem. And we got to cover this first before we dive into the 5 stages. Have you ever noticed we hit ceilings? Like, we hit ceilings in life, right? Sometimes you have breakthrough seasons. Sometimes you plateau and you get stuck. In life, we hit against ceilings. And those ceilings could be for a lot of different reasons. Sometimes it's skills. Sometimes it's mindset. But most often, and this is actually a YouTube insight that I think nearly all creators don't actually realize, it's a fundamental shift that can change everything for you. Yes, skills are important and even mindset is important, but I think the biggest block is identity. Identity. How we view ourselves and how we function based on our self-perception. And this is actually backed up by science. So the truth is this: everyone has an internal thermostat. You have an internal thermostat for success, for love, for wealth, even stress. And so at times, like in life or in business or your YouTube channel, things might heat up to 85. But if your thermostat is set at 70, you'll always bring things back down. This is why we sometimes self-sabotage in relationships. That's not what this training's all about, but it's like, why do I always blow up things? Well, it depends on your internal thermostat, your identity, maybe the identity you learn from your parents, the identity you learn from your environment. And so if life dips below whatever the thermostat is set at, you'll hustle to also raise it back up. So it's like, if your thermostat's set at 70 and things drop to 58, well, that's your thermostat. You're going to raise it back up. But if things get too intense, you might self-sabotage down. We all know lottery winners. They inherit a lot of money and they lose it all. Their identity wasn't set up to be able to sustain that level of success. So unless you actually raise your thermostat, your identity, you'll always return to the same level. This is actually called the upper limit problem. And so raising it expands your capacity to handle success, pressure, and growth. And so again, whether that's lottery winners that lose it all or business owners that implode. So at one level of YouTube, you're making some videos, you're getting some momentum at the different levels of success, but then maybe things get a little complex, or even you get some negative comments. You even have some success. We don't know how to handle success sometimes. So we start to get a little uncomfortable. What are people going to think? Is my family going to be affected? There's all kinds of things that can start coming at us. Have you ever seen a celebrity that succeeds, but then self-destructs privately because their results exceeded their setting? And I've learned this personally because I've been through all 5 stages of these 5 stages of YouTube success. Like every day of growing my business and my YouTube channel has been actually a struggle with my identity. And so early on, I had to first figure out how to create videos and shoot videos, of course, but then I started to get a little bit of AdSense and a little bit of affiliate revenue. And I started to have some other responsibilities. Now I need to email brands. I need to, I hire an assistant, an editor, but now I need to talk to them and manage them. And I found that sometimes I avoided important work by hiding it behind busy creative work. Like sometimes in our YouTube creator career or our entrepreneur career, we're like, I'm just going to go make content today when maybe we should be working on something else. Or I'm just going to go kind of maybe avoid the important work to just do the fun creative work. Sometimes I've dodged learning new skills that I needed to grow. What we'll discover in this training is that the thing to fix your next level of success might not be the thing you think. But I just want to keep doing the thing that I've always done. So we avoid those important growth skills because of our identity. Sometimes we avoid conflict, hoping problems will magically disappear, right? You avoid difficult conversations or maybe addressing an issue. Business owners, you know that. You're like, yeah, that person's kind of toxic, but I just don't want to have a hard conversation, And sometimes numbing stress with unhealthy escapes on the journey. It's been interesting. There's been times when I've struggled with addiction and struggled with substance abuse as I've had high levels of stress and also high levels of even success. It's the upper limit problem. It was my thermostat. I'm cutting the limb of my own tree. And this is what the 5 stages of YouTube success really solves. And so for me, I've found that this is the big key. And that's why these 5 stages matter. They're really thermostat upgrades. And yes, there's new skills in every one. And yes, there's tactics. And we're going to cover those in this class. But the big epiphany is identity shifts that raise your capacity for the next level. So let's dive into the 5 stages of YouTube success, because the real barrier isn't the YouTube algorithm, it's our identity. Tactics matter, but identity is what unlocks the next stage. Because when you step into a new identity, the tactics follow. You start being the type of person who looks at every problem as an opportunity. You start being the type of person who realizes everything is figure outable. You start being the type of person who realizes I can learn new skills. What mentor do I need? What investment do I need to risk? Sometimes we're so risk averse, realizing that when we step into the identity of an entrepreneur, we realize that there is no successful business without risk. Maybe you're afraid to share something in a YouTube video. Your breakthrough video is on the other side of a level of courage, but you're not quite stepping into that boldness, confidence, and courage in your voice as a creator. Because maybe you feel fear of people. You're afraid of what people will think. You're afraid of risking things of what it might do to your brand. These are all identity challenges. So let's go through these 5 stages. Here we go. Number 1, you've gone from consumer to creator. The first stage is creator. And the shift is you've gone from consumer to creator. Now, I will admit, there is a stage 0. And you might be in stage 0, and let me know if you're in stage 1. You could type a 1, drop it in the chat if you're on the replay or the comments. This means, let's define it really quick. This means that you've started your channel, you've uploaded a video, and you're learning by doing. So you're at stage 0 if you haven't posted yet. You haven't stepped onto the 5 stages. But here's what's so powerful is step 1 is actually a massive shift, because there are millions of people around the world that want to get into the creator economy, but they're still hiding on the other side of fear of what people will think. They haven't punched fear in the face yet. I see a lot of 0s here in the live chat, and I see some 1s. We've started our channel, and here's all you need to shift your identity into becoming a creator is you got to upload a video. You've started a YouTube channel. You got to set it up, Gmail, start your channel, name it. Some of you don't even have avatars. You've got, like a letter on YouTube. You haven't actually thought of a name, but as soon as you press record and post a video, you've started your channel. Now, here's the important thing at this stage as well, is at this stage, it actually is about uploads and not views. I know we want to get views on YouTube, but at the creator stage, it's about counting uploads and not views. It's such a massive shift. And I want to encourage all the ones that you're dropping if you're at the creator stage, because most people are learning, which is great. They're watching YouTube videos like this. They're scrolling on Instagram, scrolling on TikTok, scrolling on YouTube Shorts, but they're just consuming all day long. So as soon as you become a creator, I want to say congratulations. It starts to like shift your nervous system. It's like, now I've stepped out in boldness. I'm using my smartphone. I'm using tools. I'm making something. I'm getting uncomfortable. And I'm just starting to learn by doing. And I think you should give yourself grace at this phase as well. Like, I'm just practicing in public. I'm just uploading videos. I'm counting uploads and not views. And maybe you've posted 5, 10, or 50 videos. Maybe you've posted more on that. You're learning on the fly, but you're no longer just watching, you're creating. Now, there's a financial benchmark at every single one of these stages. And the financial benchmark of the creator stage is you haven't made income yet. You're still in the creator stage if you haven't made income yet. But here's the big identity shift. You've shifted from consumer to creator. And it's a big one. It's a giant leap. And here's my reflection question for you, though. If you're you're at stage 0 and you haven't stepped into stage 1 and got on the map of like, I'm not just a consumer anymore, I'm a creator now. What's holding you back from pressing record? What is holding you back from pressing record? And is that a legitimate excuse? Oh, what are people going to think? I might get negative comments. Anyone who's posted content on YouTube for a while is eventually going to get a negative comment. By the way, you could just walk down the street, or you could go to a Thanksgiving party at your, your relative's house. You'll probably get a negative comment. Like, you're going to get a negative comment anywhere. Like, there's something about just overcoming the fear, the hesitation. We wait when we're in that consumer. Well, I'm learning still, but until I lose 20 pounds, until I get that blowout, until I was, I'm going to get Invisalign. I want to like fix my, like, we have all these excuses. Like, start before you're ready. Punch fear in the face and start. What is holding you back from pressing record? But here's stage 2. Stage 2 is the momentum maker. This is when consistency starts to compound. So now you've got at least one breakout video or breakout videos. Now, what is the definition of a breakout video? Well, a breakout video, if you're posting for a while and maybe you're in the land where you're like, bro, I've been editing for like 7 hours and I got 7 views. Like, it's pretty discouraging. Like, it's kind of tough. But then you post a video, and anyone who's been there knows exactly what this feels like. You've been getting 7 views, and all of a sudden a video gets 700. You've been getting 28 views, and all of a sudden you get 2,300. Or one of your videos hits 10K, 50K, you get a breakout video. Momentum maker might be multiple videos. You're like, it still feels kind of random, but I'm starting to get the hang of this thing. Now I'm starting to get a little bit of momentum, and you're starting to develop some new skills and some routines. You're no longer just throwing spaghetti against the wall, hoping it sticks. You're like, okay, I got a little bit of rhythms, a little bit of new skills, and your analytics show growth. Maybe not all the time, but if you've been posting for a while, you eventually, if you've posted at least 10 videos, YouTube is now telling you where do your videos score out of the last 10. And you post 10 videos, you drop a 1 out of 10, you're like, let's go, bro. 1 out of 10. And then also you work really hard all weekend long on a video and it's 10 out of 10. You're like, that was my greatest video. What happened? It's stressful. It's an emotional roller coaster posting content on YouTube, but you're starting to see some growth, maybe some blips. You're starting to see some growth. You're developing some momentum. So let me know if you're at this second stage. And here's how you know too. You're not at momentum maker stage until you've earned your first dollar online. And by the way, that is another massive milestone. Don't ever let somebody talk down to you, and don't ever talk down to yourself once you've earned and crossed that threshold of earning $1 online. Because again, you go to a Thanksgiving party, like, what are you doing YouTube for? You made any money at that? You're like, yeah, I've made $3.64. I'm like, oh, so dumb. What, I make more money at my job. You're like, yeah, bro, but you didn't make $3, $4 online. Like I crossed that threshold. There's a book called 0 to 1, and it's about starting businesses, and it's about going from 0 to 1 customer. It's about the fact that you don't go from 0 to like 10,000 fans and like massive success. You just got to like get one. And so what I'm saying here is you've made $1. So when you made that first dollar on Amazon affiliates, they don't even send it to you until you hit like the threshold. You're like, it's just being held in Amazon jail, but I made it. Now I just got to get to the threshold. So they actually send me the check. It's like when you get your channel monetized, you started to make a little bit money, momentum, maybe not a lot. And your day job or your part-time job, or maybe your partner is the main breadwinner or whatever it is, it's a massive milestone and it's a massive identity shift. And there's another level too. You're in the momentum maker phase if you're making anywhere from $100 to $1,000 a month. Because at this phase, YouTube channel maybe got monetized, or maybe it's not. Like we have a lot of students, they want to get leads and clients for their business, right? So your YouTube channel, it's when that sale comes in, that lead comes in and it converts. Maybe you're a service provider, a real estate agent. Maybe you have some kind of product or service. And you've been hustling on YouTube, but you're like, dude, I closed one. And then in a lot of cases, you could go to a bigger money because maybe you're selling something that's $100, $500, $1,000, $10,000. You only need one. And so you kind of are building momentum, not super consistent yet, but you've earned your first dollar online or got your first client. And at this stage, you're typically earning between $100 a month to $1,000 a month. Who's a 2 right now? Drop a 2 if you're at that momentum maker stage. And if you want to share, how much are you earning a month? Are you on average earning $100 a month, earning 300, maybe $1,000, $1,300 a month? I love it. We're seeing a lot of 2s. We see it 1.5. Good to see you again, Homeschool Ways. We were hanging out in the VRA group earlier and doing some coaching there. A lot of 2s. Congratulations. You are a momentum maker. And if you haven't earned that first dollar yet, this is the perfect class to be on. 204 videos, respect for the hustle. But it sounds like there should be some changes now, maybe some systems changes, strategy changes, and perhaps an identity shift. And so $750, we're talking real money in the creator economy, $100 to $300. Congratulations, Lavonda. That's incredible. And so might have sold a book or 2. Amazing. You have something to sell. YouTube is bringing you an awareness of a product. You're an author. You've got a book. That's incredible. So let me give you kind of an illustration of somebody at this stage. So this is Christina DePino. She actually is a history storytelling creator. She uploads a video a week, and she runs a history storytelling channel where every video is deeply researched, an emotional story. And then she especially creates content for females that are 25 to 45 as her audience and has been posting consistently. Now, she posted for 14 years creating on multiple different channels and was stuck at $500 a month. Cool, but also like a lot of work, right? There needed to be some shifts there, a ton of consistency, a ton of effort, but she was capped out at about $500 a month. And eventually, this was her breakthrough: YouTube strategy and high retention storytelling. So the breakthrough was YouTube strategy. There's always a strategic pivot when you go to the next level. And that could affect all kinds of things: titles, thumbnails, your whole approach to your YouTube channel, maybe a pivot of your niche or different things, but also high retention storytelling, because that began to shift things in a major way for her. And she's doing long form historical storytelling videos. So including things like emotional arcs, strong retention, and research depth that she tied with YouTube strategy, better hooks, better titles, and a clear content pattern. Well, she was able to shift from $500 to $7,500 a month. And as she started to apply these best practices, she starts building more momentum. And she's now projected to hit $10,000 a month from AdSense alone. But here's a couple takeaways. Consistency compounds. It's not just about doing the same thing over and over again, though, because you've heard that, right? Like the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over, thinking you're going to get different results. So yes, we consistently post, but we're also improving. In her case, high retention storytelling wins in her niche. And also one video can unlock everything. She had a breakout video that really kicked her channel from a few hundred subscribers to tens of thousands. And so as you start making tweaks, you can really elevate to that next level. But here's the identity shift for the momentum maker stage. It's from dabbler to serious creator. From dabbler to serious creator. What does that look like? Sometimes, well, all the time, like we do all kinds of YouTube coaching inside of our VRA Elite program and our different programs. And we are doing channel reviews, and we'll look at a channel and they might be consistent in the sense that they've posted a lot of videos, but we can immediately tell that they're not improving their content. And we see weakness in their title. They're not applying best practices. They're not applying good YouTube titles, good thumbnails, good packaging. You click on the video, the hooks. It's just all of these mastery points of YouTube itself. So it's still kind of this dabbling mindset. They're maybe just kind of posting, vlogging, having fun, posting when they feel like there's random content. There's no strategy to the channel. It's like a dabbler mindset. It's not bad. It's kind of like very hobbyist. It's like, cool. I'm kind of posting random content on YouTube, but it's a whole shift in identity. Like, I'm going to get serious. And that's actually all it takes to shift here. The serious mindset is like, I'm going to lock in. I'm going to treat this thing like a real skill set that I'm going to intentionally master. I'm getting serious. And so here's 3 habits of serious creators. You become a true student of the platform. A true student of the platform. You ever, not enjoy school like I did? I wasn't a big fan of school. Like I hadn't found my thing yet. English, math, geometry. Like, I'm so grateful that I'm hanging out with you and got to turn this YouTube thing into my job and my career into a business, because I hadn't really found my thing. But what I've noticed that's fascinating is I get to speak at all these events like VidCon, VidSummit, all these different places. And I've noticed that sometimes even people at these events, they'll kind of come in, kind of sit back, listen to the speaker like this. I wonder if this guy's got anything to say. They kind of lean back, kind of critical. I don't know. They're on their phone. They're on Tinder. Like, bro, what are you doing? Like this session is going on, and there's like this attitude to where I heard one person say, yeah, I don't take notes anymore. I don't even know why they told me this. We were at a conference and they're like, yeah, I don't take notes anymore. I was like, is that a flex? That's like the opposite of a flex. I still take notes on every session of every speaker that I sit in 100% of the time. It's just one of my habits. 100% of the time on church on Sunday, I take notes. It's because I learned that actually retention skyrockets when you start taking notes. You don't really care, but I'll show you my notes app. It is every notes. Like if I'm in a room, I either shouldn't be in the room, like I don't want to be there because I don't care about the content, or I'm leaning in. So my point is this: becoming a true student of the platform is a whole different mindset of I'm getting serious. Like serious people take notes. Serious people got a journal. Serious people got Notion. Serious people got their iPad, they're organized. No, my notes are not organized on my iPhone app, to be fair, but they're very searchable. You're a student and a good student. Like you're thinking about, I'm a true student of the platform. I'm trying to learn everything too. You care about excellence in the details. So you're looking at the nuances, not just throwing random content out there, but you're dialing in the details of YouTube. And then you've built real routines and rhythms. You've learned that if you don't build routines and rhythms around YouTube, especially as life gets busy, I'm sure a lot of us on here, you got work, school, kids, responsibilities, part-time job, full-time job. YouTube's going to take some real routines and some real rhythms if you're ultimately going to be able to break through to the next stage of YouTube success, which is a content pro. This is stage 3, a content pro. At this stage, you have mastered packaging and communication, and you're leveraging it into income. Now, let me have a disclaimer here. When you become a content pro, it doesn't mean that you're like Craig or Nathan, our tech creators on our Think Media channel, who are video pros. Like you give them a camera, they're dialing in every setting and every detail. You give them a lighting kit, they're going to make it look amazing. You give them your smartphone and you're going to wonder like, how did they get 10 times better results on my smartphone than I did? Because they're video pros. You don't have to be a video pro to succeed on YouTube. Plenty of creators have proven that. It's not really the technical skills, although those help. It's the content skills. Content is understanding packaging and psychology and communication. There's plenty of people that can just jump on camera and even do a live stream, and their live stream might be kind of janky. Like the software's not great. There's people that we have in our community that use Zoom to just do interviews and trainings. I'm like, why don't you upgrade to StreamYard? They're like, yeah, whatever. And they're content pros, even though their technical skills aren't super high. So a content pro, they're at a level where it's like, you've dialed in your titles and hooks. Like, you know what you're doing. Your watch time is going up. That's retention. Like, you're holding audience retention and you're working the system. A lot of people in our community, you've mastered our 7R system, or you've got some kind of system. You're like, I've got a routine. I know how to structure a video. And there's a financial benchmark to this. You know, you're at a content pro level when you're pulling in $1,000 to $3,000 a month. Consistent, repeatable revenue. Now, you're still maybe platform dependent at this point. Okay. So you still, like, maybe it's inconsistent, or maybe it's just affiliates or only YouTube AdSense. You make some good money, but there's some up months and some down months. So drop a 3 in the live chat if you can, if you're a content pro. And again, you don't need to like humble brag. I don't know if I'm like a total master of YouTube yet. If you know how to like post videos and, 1 out of 3, 1 out of 5, it's popping off, doing pretty well. Like, your channel's monetized. You've got some momentum. You have figured out your audience, your niche. You've got a level of clarity. You know how to make content. If somebody was to sit down with you at coffee and they said, hey, I want to start getting into content. You're like, I got stuff to share. You could like, oh yeah, you look at somebody else's content. You're like, there's 36 things you could do to improve this video. Like, you're starting to understand storytelling, arcs, audience retention. And so that's going to be a level 3. It's a content pro. Now, I've already shared some income results, but I do want to just give a disclaimer. I'm not saying that these results are typical as I share student results and my own results. These are just real examples. They're not promises. Most people that watch a training like this get 0 results because they take 0 action. And this is not get rich quick. You've probably learned that by now, right? YouTube takes time, patience, and skill. But if you're ready to do the work, I'm going to show you what's working right now. And I want to show you a story of Jacqueline. So Jacqueline has been a part of our community for a few years, and she committed to becoming a content pro. Now, again, technically, she shoots on her smartphone, and she's good. I mean, she's got some good shot composition there. She has it's the Wild Floridian. So she does like tropical garden, Florida gardening. And her content is like, she's figured out audio and she's got decent video, but it's not fancy mirrorless camera DSLR out here. It's about the hook. It's about the content. It's about the structure. And she has mastered creating content. She also realized that she wasn't going to be a massive volume channel because her niche is very specific in terms of gardening. Florida gardening is a hyper specific niche. But here's one of the financial results that she got being also at this level. So she was able to earn $55,000 from one affiliate program. Now, I don't have time to go into affiliate marketing and all that stuff. Definitely subscribe to this channel if you're new here, and we have lots of trainings on that. But, affiliate marketing is when you recommend a product that you love and use. And if someone clicks your link, you earn a commission. So she talks about these raised garden beds that specifically are rust proof and good for her climate. And so she finds a product that she truly believes in that ties into her channel. She makes a series of videos that also lead people, if they want, they're like, to make a purchase, right? And lots of people do. So she actually kind of makes not just one video, but a series of videos from different angles about this product. And she decided, though, this was the identity shift when it came to YouTube, that she was going to stop dabbling. She was going to get serious. And that she was also going to learn skills. Like, she was going to really like start to master content and become a content pro. And it wasn't overnight, but just from this one affiliate program, in the first year, she earned $1,000. Now, it took 12 months to do that, but in the second year, she earned $15,000. And in the third year, total revenue from this one program now is $55,000. One affiliate program. And so that wasn't from a viral moment. It was accumulated reward of multiple videos strategically posted, Here's her own words. I only post about 2 to 3 videos a year about this product. I don't even promote it in every video. But that's the power of once you start to learn the fundamentals of YouTube and tie them to smart income strategies, you can make good money. So Content Pro, $1,000 to $3,000 a month. And here's the point too. That's just one affiliate program. She has multiple streams of income. So she's earning a lot more than 55K in a year or whatever, 35K that year divided by 12 months. I didn't actually do the math, but just that one affiliate program at this point is bringing in serious monthly revenue. And this is what happens when you stop guessing and start becoming a content pro. Here are some of the fundamentals. You're learning the skills. You're installing the systems. You create content that pays you again and again. But here's the identity shift. From amateur to pro. Now before, right, we went from dabbler to serious. That's a mindset shift. I'm not dabbling anymore. I'm getting serious and I'm really becoming a student. Now, as we step into this game of being a content pro, we shift from amateur to pro. And I have a question for you. Tell me in the chat if you're here live. What is the difference between amateurs and pros? Like in sports, like whatever it is, it could be sports, movies, acting, music, like maybe you've done some of those things. Like what is the difference between an amateur and a pro? This is a big identity shift, but let's make this interactive for a second. So skill level, okay. Mindset, okay. Level of success. These are pretty good. But what are some of the things getting paid? Okay, these are kind of the results. Here's a good one. Practice, dedication, and discipline. Yeah, skill level is kind of a result, but what does it take to get that skill level? So I wrote a couple things down. What is the difference between an amateur and a pro? Amateurs try things and they hope something sticks. Amateurs wait for motivation before taking action. Amateurs rely on inspiration instead of systems. I'll make videos if I feel inspired. Amateurs practice only when it's convenient. Amateurs go it alone and guess their way forward. Amateurs repeat the same mistakes over and over. Amateurs consume more than they create. Amateurs get discouraged easily. They focus on quick wins, hacks, and shortcuts. If you're still just like, I'm looking for like the secret tweak, I'm looking for that secret hack, that secret tactic, it's an amateur mindset. Because pros think entirely different and their identity is different. Let's think about pros. They operate from a plan, not a guess. You're not going to meet a pro that doesn't have a plan. Like their plan's going to be written down. They're a pro. If you're at a pro level, you got a written plan. They show up whether they feel like it or not. The pro mindset, it's like, is there practice tomorrow? Oh, I don't know if I feel like it. No, I'm a pro. I'm there. I'm at practice. Like they follow routines and systems. They practice on a schedule. They hire coaches. Not all amateurs have coaches, but all pros do. They correct mistakes quickly. They're willing to get feedback and receive feedback and change. They invite feedback. Hey, tell me what to do. They are correctable and humble. Pros would be humble. Amateurs like, I'm going to keep doing it my way. All right, well, that's fine. But if your way is not working, they create more than they consume. They stay committed. They play the long game. And amateurs just think about their next video. Pros think about the next level. Okay, who do I need to become to level up to another level? So when we're talking about the 5 stages of YouTube success, this is a big identity shift. Man, I'm going to make a mindset shift to turn pro. Now, by the way, as a side note, if you want an audiobook or a recommended book, we'll link it in the show notes, description of this too. There's a book called Turning Pro. It's one of the best books every creator should read by Stephen Pressfield. And it's this big idea that is an identity shift away from an amateur mindset and lifestyle and habits and inner identity to a pro mindset and lifestyle and inner habits and really identity. And identity can be challenging to shift because, again, like a thermostat, we keep drifting back to, I'm going to skip practice. Well, a pro wouldn't do that, but an amateur might. And listen, this isn't some hardcore, hustle, culture or whatever necessarily. Like you got to rest and stuff, whatever. You might take a day off. It's not the point. But consider pros are disciplined. Pros follow the system and they don't follow their feelings. What's on the calendar? That's what I'm doing. What is the checklist? I'm following the checklist, not driven by emotions, but driven by discipline. It's different. So that book's called Turning Pro by Stephen Pressfield, if you want to check it out. But let's go to number 4, because that was just level 3. Now we're talking about the 5 stages of YouTube success, and we're on number 4, which is business builder. At this stage now, you're building revenue systems for a sustainable business. You got offers and systems in place. Now, hear me, when I say systems, it's interesting because you kind of need systems at all of these phases. Even at the very beginning, your system might just be terrible, but what's a system? A system is the fact that, like, I go to my garden, I shoot on my phone, I open up CapCut, I edit video, I upload the video to YouTube. Like, that actually is a system, even if you're just trying to remember it in your mind. And then here at Think Media, we teach like our 7-step system. That's about YouTube videos, like ranking YouTube videos. But the business builder understands that you need systems, plural. Like, eventually it's a system for managing money. Like, how are you doing tax prep? Like, how are you doing creator finance as a content creator? Or, how are you running? What are the systems of communication? At this point, there is some level of delegation. So there's a team involved. And what's funny is that team might be very simple, but I even think about it, Think Media. Today, we have 30 employees at Think Media. Our team is growing. In fact, there's some open positions at workwiththink.com. If you want to look at some of the stuff we're doing, that's workwiththink.com. And when I first got into like business builder, and honestly, I was probably more content pro. I hadn't made it to business builder yet, but I started to delegate a little bit. We had a communication system. It was called Facebook Messenger. And in one Facebook Messenger thread, it eventually got to a point where Heather was there, Kyle was there. I want to say Susan was there. And I think I delegated to a contractor, Jay, some editing, and Jay was in there as well. And in this one Facebook Messenger thread was everything. Like, hey, can we get a reimbursement for the food at the, we went to the CES in Vegas. Hey, here's the latest video to review. Hey, where is that? Where do we send this invoice? Okay, hey, this one brand deal wants to pay us $300. Like, really real, not pro. But it was a system. It was a communication system. One crazy Facebook Messenger thread. Well, eventually I realized like that's not going to scale very much. And so, fast forward to today, we use a software called Slack. And then we use a software called money.com. And then we also have a software called Milanote to like really master packaging. I'm not saying you need all that stuff right now. What I'm saying is at this level, systems start to function at all different places inside of your creator business. And so you have some type of an offer or some type of a business, product or service. You've got some systems. There's some delegation happening, and there is some consistent, predictable revenue. Stage 4, $3,000 a month to $10,000 a month. So, you multiply that. That's a $36K to $120K a year business. So I think, again, you could be a business builder, and depending on what's your vision, of course, where do you live, cost of living, what's it going to cost for you to go full time? How much money do you need to make this a full-time thing? Maybe you need $36K a year. $3,000 a month is $36,000 a year. Your YouTube business, multiple income streams, is bringing that in. How much do you need to live on a year? It's a good question to ask if you're setting your YouTube goals. 120K, that's $10,000 a month. 120K with the potential to scale even higher than that. And so let me actually share a story about Kerry Aguilar. So he went from new creator to a multiple income streams with his YouTube business. So he's doing some new stuff today, but previously he was running a niche education channel called Shirt School. So it was helping people do print on demand. So you know how you can like do Teespring as a creator, but he would help people figure out how to print their own merch lines. And how do you do that? How do you set it up? How do you sell it? How do you do paid ads? That was his skill set. So he did a channel where he would teach people how to start and grow profitable t-shirt and apparel businesses. And so he got serious about YouTube, and he actually was able to get monetized in about 4 months. And he got to 5,000 subscribers. Now, one of the promises of this class is that you can make good money with a small audience. And especially if you shift your identity to being a business builder and not just being a content pro that hopes they're going to make big money off AdSense alone. Because with Carey, it wasn't just ad revenue that he was earning money from. He started to earn money from ads, affiliate marketing, digital product sales. And so here's how it broke down to have kind of this business builder mindset. $700 a month was YouTube ad revenue. $3,000 a month was affiliate revenue. And then he had recurring digital course sales, and he was doing weekly uploads. And in a year, he got to 5,000 subscribers, but his revenue fluctuated from $5,000 to $10,000 a month. There's the model. And so he had something to sell. In his case, he's doing education. So he had an educational program around starting apparel businesses. He had his weekly uploads, affiliate revenue. He's able to link to software solutions for people that want to do these print on demand type businesses. So it's choosing your business model. It's choosing your niche. But what does this reveal to us at the business builder stage? That you don't need a big audience to build a 10K a month business. Again, this was at 5,000 subscribers. What you need is the right mindset, the right system, and the business builder identity. Here is the identity shift from content pro to entrepreneur. From content pro to entrepreneur. Now, this is interesting because there's actually another book that you can check out. It's called The E-Myth, or The E-Myth Revisited. And it actually talks about this idea that what a lot of us do and where we get stuck is we are technicians. What does that mean? It means that if you own a cupcake shop, or no, if you love making cupcakes and you love making cakes, you love being in the kitchen, you love cooking the cupcakes, you love cooking the cakes, but eventually someone's like, you should open up a local business. So you open up a local business, but you find yourself in the local business, cooking the cakes, cooking the cupcakes, but now you're trying to like lead the person that's running the cash machine, the teller, but you don't even really know how to do that. Like, how do you manage people? And then you got like, there's other things I got to do. Like, I got to take care of this place. Like, how are we going to clean this place? Like, how are we going to market? How are we going to think about all these different pieces? And so the technician, in this case, the technician in the YouTube world is a content pro. I have figured out how to make videos. I have figured out how to master packaging. I have figured out how to make some money with AdSense and get some views. But am I lacking skills that a business owner has? Am I lacking skills that an entrepreneur would have? And so it's a big identity shift from content pro to entrepreneur, and thinking not like just working in your business, but now you're working on your business and you're building the skill set and the mindset and the identity to step into a different you, your next level, which brings us to number 5. The 5th level is creator CEO. And remember, I've got some additional case studies, and I got a quiz for you, or an assessment that's going to not just help you clarify the stage you're at, but will give you a roadmap to help you go further faster. Totally free. I'm going to share that with you in a second. And then also, by the way, we do have a limited holiday special towards the end of the year on our VRA Elite program. I'll tell you about that as well. It's not for everybody, but some of you might want some help on this journey as well. But number 5, creator CEO, lead people, multiply systems, and build legacy. So at this point, now there's a team. There's operations. Now, there can be solopreneur creator CEOs, but I've never met one who doesn't delegate their finances to an accountant or a CPA. It might be some kind of online service. You're not doing your own bookkeeping. That is not the creator CEO mindset. They've maybe outsourced to a video editing service, or maybe they still edit their own videos. There's creator CEOs that still love editing, but they've outsourced other things. They maybe work with an agency to bring them brand deals. They're thinking about the team they're going to build around them. And then in other cases, it might be building an actual small, medium, large media company mindset. It's up to you in terms of your vision, but there's team, there's operations, there's multiple streams of income, and there is a long-term vision. Do you know one thing that creator CEOs have defined that 99% of creators have not defined? Creator CEOs have a mission statement. They have core values. They are thinking about what is the bigger vision of this. And they're thinking about culture, because in the early stages of starting to build teams, I see it happen. There's a lot of turnover for people who like, I need some help, and they kind of delegate, but they don't really know how to be a leader, and they're not really giving clear instructions. And then that person gets frustrated, so that person quits. And then there's turnover. Like there's a lot of stress because their thermostat brings them back down to a level of chaos because they didn't become the creator CEO skill set and identity for that next level. You know, personally, I've been at every stage of the 5-stage YouTube success path, you know, and I started with nothing but a message and a smartphone. This was me filming in my Ford Taurus with my Droid X mounted to the dashboard. And I started at zero, like stage 0, before I had posted videos. And I posted my first video, so I became a creator. And, you know, they were awkward. Early videos were terrible, but that's how everybody starts. And I had to shift from being a consumer to becoming a creator, and pressing record changed my entire life. But then I built momentum, one imperfect upload at a time. And I jumped into that momentum maker stage 2, where consistency beats talent. And I didn't know the entire path, but I kept uploading. And that consistency also helped me create clarity because I made a lot of mistakes. I learned from my mistakes. But my breakthrough came when I started upgrading my skills and not my stuff. This is a big unlock. My breakthrough came when I started upgrading my skills and not my stuff. If you've got, this is funny, if you have financial spending habits problems like me, then let me know and type gas in the comments. Type GAS. You've got gas. I've got gas. What? How's your partner feel about that? I've got gas. What does it stand for? Gear acquisition syndrome. Are you with me? Come on, it's about to be Black Friday, Cyber Monday. You're going to spend, you know, I need new lights. I want a new camera. I want a new lens. I'm telling you, there was so many days when I was like, I don't want to shoot those new videos yet until I get a new lens. Anybody dropping gas? Yeah, we got our Think Media community. We all got gas, and it affects our families. Our families are uncomfortable. The odor, okay, you know. So it's gear acquisition syndrome. You got gas. Now it could be something else, but here's my point. Like sometimes we chase shiny objects. If I get the right software, if I get the right camera, and those things can all help. But I learned this. My breakthrough came when I started to upgrade my skills and not my stuff. When I started to realize, man, I need to change. As I started to invest in mentorship, that was the biggest one. When I got in proximity to people at a higher level of courage, at a different level of thinking, that's what shifted my identity the most. As I would, and by the way, you might do that from subscribing to the Think Media podcast, because being here and listening to this instead of Love Island is going to shift your identity in a positive way in the creator economy. You know what I mean? I mean, more power to you if you're watching Love Island, but it's not ultimately probably going to help you shift your thinking. But as I started to invest in coaching, mentors, way more important than cameras and gear. I love both. And I love gear acquisition syndrome, but ultimately that was a big shift for me. And thinking about things like, how do I become a better communicator, a better storyteller, a better strategist? And so that's why things like courses and mentors and books, they change everything. And I learned how to turn momentum into a real business because I still hit lids. My thermostat and my leadership level was Facebook Messenger and not good leader. And I had to say, how do I grow and improve to think about different systems or to get help from individuals that could help build better systems? And it's, you know, started in a sketchy, you know, home office, still in a home office, but, you know, built a multi-million-dollar media company now, all these different levels. Stage 4, I started to shift things into being business-minded, systems, how to package offers, leads, funnels, products, team, and a couple of just results just from ad revenue alone. As we're talking about 10K a month, Think Media generates on average $30,665 a month. There's a year screenshot of revenue. And so that's just ad revenue. We have 21 different income streams at Think Media. Side note, I don't recommend that if you're at stage 0, stage 1, or even stage 2. You don't really need multiple income streams at the start. You need momentum. But we've got 21 different income streams, and ad revenue is the tip of the iceberg. We have our second channel, this channel where we're streaming this Think Media podcast. In the last year, this channel has earned $67,631 from ad revenue. That's $5,600 a month just from ad revenue. And so at the creator CEO level, fast forward to today, multiple income streams, multi-million-dollar business, and a growing team. But here is the epiphany for you, and here's your thought. At every stage, I had to become a new version of myself. At every stage, I had to become a new version of myself. Who do you need to become as we're going into 2026? What old habits, mindsets, beliefs, and identity do you need to let go of? What even negative self-talk and things you told yourself, oh, I could never be that, or I could never do that. Honestly, if that's your script, you're right. You never will. I used to think as I was editing videos and I love editing, but it's like I was stuck in editing. I had to let go of it. And it was my favorite thing to do. I'm a pro editor, did it for the 20 years, but I had to let go of it because I'd ask myself, what do I need to let go of to go up? And delegate something that was a different version of me. It was a different version. I had to let go of something, but I used to tell myself, I could never delegate. Nobody could ever edit as good as me. People are going to notice. I had a lot of scripts. I had to rewrite the script inside of my mindset. Here's the identity shift. You're actually shifting from just being an entrepreneur to a CEO. That's two different identities. An entrepreneur knows what it is to work 80 hours a week and you're just getting started. Like, he knows what it is to put in the hustle, to do whatever it takes. Important, but that's working a lot harder and not necessarily working smarter. The CEO is thinking about vision, is thinking about long-term, is thinking about leadership, is thinking about systems. And the creator CEO, it's possible, is maybe wearing two hats. You still might very much be full-time as the face content creator. You could do this in a faceless channel. In fact, if you're a faceless channel, you're almost more like a CEO because you're not even on camera. You have the systems of how are you doing your voice and your B-roll and your editing, or you're doing it yourself. But you're already kind of thinking about multi-team members, even if it's all you. But it's a shift into the CEO mindset. Now, here's the financial benchmarks. At this level, it's 10K to 100K per month. You're no longer capped by YouTube. It's capped by the size of the business you choose to build. And some creator CEOs run lean 7-figure solo style media companies. Some build multiple 7 figures, even 8-figure brands at this level. So here's my question. Drop in the chat. What level are you at? Type a number. Are you level 1 creator, level 2 momentum maker, level 3 content pro, level 4 business builder, level 5 creator CEO? What level are you at? Drop that in the chat. And this is the 5 levels of YouTube success. And I want to encourage you. We've got some resources to help you go faster. We've got that quiz in just a second, but I'd love to hear from you about what level. I see some 2.5s. I see some 1s, some 0s. By the way, 0 if you haven't posted your first video. And let me invite you today. In the next 24 hours, set up your YouTube channel. If you're commenting, it's already set up. Grab your smartphone and upload your first video. Boom. It will change so much. It will shift your identity. Is it really that big of a deal? Am I going to get views? That's not the point. The point is punching fear in the face and shifting into becoming a different person. I posted a video on YouTube. I'm no longer just a consumer. I'm a creator. And so we got a lot of 2s, a lot of 2.5s, 3 and 4. I love it. So here's the thing though. When it comes to going up on these levels, how do you ascend? How do you go faster? I've got 3 tips for you for how to accelerate on the 5 stages, because overnight success is never overnight, right? YouTube growth, business growth, identity shifts, they take patience and consistency. So how do you actually accelerate these identity shifts? Let me give you 3 ideas. Number 1, develop self-awareness. Develop self-awareness. Self-awareness isn't super common, but one of the powerful points of not just this training, but the quiz assessment I'm going to give you in a second is actually like being honest of where we are. Like one of the first steps when you set a goal of figuring out where you want to go is actually identifying where actually are you. Like if you ever were to go to an airport and maybe you hadn't bought a ticket yet and you went to the ticket counter of your favorite airline and you said, I'd like one, please. They're going to go, to where? Like, where do you want to go? And where are you now? If you were ordering a ticket online and you're like, yes, I want to get to Florida. I'm going to go to Disney World. They're going to say, well, where's your nearest airport? So developing self-awareness is where even are you? And where are you at really in terms of maybe your self-talk or your skill gaps? Self-awareness, the assessment will help you do that. 2, invest in new skills. Best investment you can ever make is in skills. And you know what skills to invest in. Let me encourage you this. Doesn't do a ton of It doesn't do a ton of good for you to start studying being a CEO when you're a momentum maker. What it does do a ton of good for you is to think about, okay, Content Pro is my next phase. So what should I be studying? Oh, I need to master this platform. I'm a student of YouTube. I need to get traction and more consistent views and even some of these income streams. So it is identifying even what skills you need. Let me give you a warning. Public enemy number one in 2026 is distraction. Is doing too many things, too many platforms, too many shiny objects, trying to learn too many things. You're listening to 46 different podcasts. You're watching YouTube all day. You're part of 10 different programs. You're trying to do too much. We need to put blinders on and get hyper-focused. Like if YouTube skills is your thing, I would go super deep on the Think Media podcast. It's not just self-promo time. It's like you've identified you want to master the platform. If YouTube skills is your thing, join one of our programs. If business skills is one of your things, well, we have hope for you for that as well, because we have coaching to help you with the back end and the different things. But then you identify, okay, what skill, what conferences are you going to in 2026, right? What events are you going to? You don't have to go to an event, but some of you should. Like some of you can. It's not for everybody, but this is what I'm asking myself. Okay, what skill do I need for the next level? And then number three, get in proximity to the right people. That's my favorite one. By far, at this point in my career, the biggest shifts that have happened for me, I hired a coach this last year that I paid $43,000 for the year. Now, that sounds like a ridiculous amount of money, and it is a ridiculous amount of money. And I want to say, by the way, I did learn information and tactics that I didn't know. There was a lot of good information and tactics, but I can tell you my biggest takeaway. My biggest takeaway was being in the room with this individual and a small group of other people that shifted my identity. Like when I got in this room, I went in discouraged most days. Like, man, I got problems. I'm like looking at, finances like this. I'm stressed. I'm dealing with different issues. And I would come into this room, virtual. This is all virtual coaching. And just the proximity to somebody that was further along pulled me up and shifted my thinking, shifted my identity. It's a real thing. Like getting in proximity and getting around people that can help you go to the next level. Okay. So really quick, there's two paths. I want to give you two different resources right now to help you go through these 5 stages. There's a bunch of free stuff I have for you. And then we also have a special deal for the holidays on one of our programs that can help you accelerate even faster. So this is a brand new class. I'd love to know your feedback. Drop in the chat. What did you like? What did you learn? Did you enjoy this content? But here's path 1. You can go implement this on your own. Rewatch this, save this video for later, but subscribe to the Think Media podcast. Like if you're watching this and you haven't clicked subscribe on the channel, what are you even doing? Come on, hit the subscribe button. Stay plugged in to our free trainings. We're going to be doing these 2 podcasts a week. We're going to be doing, trainings like this throughout 2026. And then also keep publishing and improving. Know that we are committed to giving you the best free content in the game. Think Media, our other channel, Think Media podcast, our trainings. Lock in. Like we're here for you. We want you to win. We're on a mission to help 1 million purpose-driven individuals create a full-time living doing what they love while making a difference in the world with YouTube and to experience that success without losing their soul. Sean, why is your mission statement so long? I don't even know what you just said, but that's our mission statement. But here's another one. Path number 2 is get help and compress time. Get personalized direction, get accountability, get proven systems, and get a community of serious creators. And for just a couple seconds, I just want to tell you about a really cool thing that we have, a special for the holidays on our Video Ranking Academy Elite program. Now, I don't know if you've ever heard about this before, but this is actually our exclusive group coaching program for serious creators that serious creators join to grow faster, stay consistent, and earn more with YouTube. And so this is weekly small group coaching sessions, monthly masterminds virtual with me, where you can ask your questions directly in a very personal, intimate setting, virtually, quarterly planning events, biannual channel audits, and then thumbnail and tech office hours. And so this is why creators who join VRA Elite move through the stages so much faster, because they're not guessing anymore and they're being guided. Now, to get into this, you just got to apply at Viral Video Coach. And I'll tell you a little bit about it. But if this is the season that you want to accelerate, we don't accept everybody. We want to make sure it's a good fit for you, but you can apply at viralvideocoach.com. Now, here's the power of this program. Most creators get stuck in three places. One, too much info and not enough direction. It's probably not an info problem for you. It's probably an execution. And what is my exact plan? That's what we do for you inside of this program in a group coaching setting. No accountability or feedback. It's a tough spot to be. Nobody holding you accountable, and nobody giving you honestly, sometimes kind of harsh, but it's the feedback you need. Because we're going to get you results. We're obsessed with helping you win. What is a pro athlete? What did Tim Grover do for Michael Jordan? He made him work. He gave him feedback. He gave him the details. He was an outside perspective. We're going to give you feedback. We're going to give you accountability. Trying to build your channel alone, VRA Elite solves all three of these fast. And so this is different than our other programs. You get weekly direction. You can jump on these when you want, but there's weekly small group sessions with our coaches, real accountability, real-time support, coach feedback, a community of serious creators, which, by the way, in and of itself, a lot of people in our community are part of our do-it-yourself program called Video Rake Academy. This has a group coaching aspect that's just a different group of people. You step into this, you're in a serious room, and that's an identity shift in and of itself. And then strategy based on your stage, so there's no more guessing. So actually meet Lorena. So she went from $150 every 2 months to $10,000 months. And this is what she discovered, that every leap she took equaled more income. And so every time she took a leap in commitment, whether that was the next leap, she actually started with our VRA program, then she joined VRA Elite, but it was also implementation. You have to do the work. So she started to implement at another level. She realized that the Elite is the place where serious creators go when they're ready to be like, I'm taking my YouTube game to a whole nother level. I'm taking it serious. And before Elite, she was dabbling, inconsistent, and capped. Like she didn't know the fundamentals. She had no consistent plan. She had no accountability. She had no strategic feedback. By the way, as a business owner, she was also doing some paid ads, but she was dependent on doing paid ads on Meta and YouTube. But when she stopped paying, and if you're a business owner, Andromeda and different stuff, people are getting wrecked right now with paid ads. 80% of sales stopped when her ad stopped. But she started to invest in organic YouTube. Things started to shift. And the big turning point for her was this leap into VRA Elite. And the investment was a stretch, but it paid for itself fast. And she started to get regular feedback from our coaches, and it changed everything. And she said this, Elite wasn't just content, it was a conversation. This is group coaching with real YouTube experts. It was direct guidance and clarity and a whole ecosystem. And after VRA Elite, she now has a predictable, scalable business. Now, yes, her channel has 12,000 subscribers, but it's not a huge channel. And she's now earning between $8,000 to $12,000 a month. Now, I'm not saying results are typical or results are guaranteed, but what is guaranteed is real expert feedback, is coaching and accountability that's going to get you to implement and post videos, and good videos. That's going to get you taking your content game to a mastery level. And so again, she went from dabbling to being a predictable business owner, right? A business builder. And here's one of her number one unlocks: ask your coaches a lot of questions. So she pulled on the coaches. Like, you have a whole suite of resources, AI tools. You've got myself on the monthly masterminds. And so the moment that changed everything was her shift on, this is a real business. This is not a side hustle. And just like she wasn't going to be an amateur anymore, pros hire coaches. So that's what this is. I'm not saying it's for everybody, but you might want to go to Viral Video Coach, even if you're just curious, and fill out the application to see if you qualify. And so again, the takeaway was every leap was more income for her. She joined VRA, eventually it paid for itself. She joined Elite, paid for itself. And so she has been ascending through our different coaching opportunities. So again, if you want to check this out, you can apply at viralvideocoach.com. And here's exactly what you get inside of VRA Elite over the next 12 months. There's weekly small group coaching sessions on Zoom, powerful, intimate, real coaches, real support. Our coaches are legends, man. These are, not only are they YouTube experts, not only are they business experts, but they are also incredible humans that will help you not just know what to do, but unlock you. It's identity shift stuff, the mindset shift. It's the whole thing. You've got the identity piece and the mindset piece, and then you've got the tactics and the channel reviews and everything that's happening. Monthly virtual mastermind with me. Ask me anything. This is the war room. Like, we're in here like chopping it up and really talking about high-level YouTube stuff that'll help you break through any stage. Then you also have a monthly pro-level YouTube workshop. So like advanced thumbnail psychology and split testing, storytelling that retains viewers, viral hook lab, high retention, video editing techniques, data-driven video optimization, high-performing content systems, AI-powered YouTube production, real stuff, monetizing beyond AdSense. And you also get biannual channel audits. So these are guaranteed channel audits. Yeah, channel review, but like strategic audits of your YouTube channel. You get thumbnail and tech office hours. So if you have kind of a fear of the gear or you're getting stuck on tech troubleshooting, Best Buy's got the Geek Squad. Think Media's got Alex. We're going to solve every single one of your issues. Like, we'll hop on with you, like help you master the tech side of things, as well as real-time thumbnail feedback, gear recommendations. And then there's a private community, and it's just for VRA Elite. So it's a smaller group. Now, the investment for VRA Elite is a $6,000 a year program. It's like hiring a personal trainer, right? This is real group coaching. But here's our special. We're doing this thing called 6 for 6. You buy 6 months, you get 6 months free, 50% off. So it's only $3,000 for 12 months inside of VRA Elite. But again, you still have to apply, because if you know this is your season to accelerate your channel and you want to have your best year ever on YouTube, then apply right now to take advantage of this 6 for 6 offer. There's only 50 spots available because we only onboard the amount of people we can take on, right? This is a group coaching program that's high touch. And so instead of the normal $6,000 a month investment, you're getting 6 months free, but it's only available until we cap out. And that's going to probably be in a week or two as we are doing this training towards the end of the year, right? And so while you're watching this, take 30 seconds, open up a new tab. You could go to viralvideocoach.com. We'll drop the link in the chat. The link is also in the description, pinned comment if you're on the limited replay, but there's zero pressure. Just take the first step to lock in this 6 for 6 opportunity while it's still available. And then there's a couple bonuses. You're going to get our Build Your Dream Team Without Breaking the Bank resource. So you might not be ready for this yet, but it's here when you need it. But a lot of you are ready. And when it comes to building a team, it doesn't mean you're going to hire a W-2 employee in another state and have state taxes and have a healthcare plan or any of that stuff, right? For people that even make it to creator CEO level, it's super simple. Online services where you can use, where you're hiring a 1099 individual or a service that's going to help you edit. And we're going to help you with that. So this is your step-by-step hiring blueprint. Or if you're a little bit further along, you definitely understand that here at Think Media, we have been through every stage of like even sole proprietor to what is our entity structure and all that kind of stuff. That's the power of the mastermind. We help you crash through these different lids or breakpoints. And so again, just an extra bonus, Build Your Dream Team. And then also our AI Advantage Masterclass. So this is going to be coming up soon. You're going to get access to this. And I'm going to be doing my personal AI system. Our AI expert, who we have some internal AI tools. I'll tell you about those in a second. But Brian is the greatest AI expert I've ever met in terms of he's the one who programs and helps build the tools that I'm building. All of our coaches get together. All of my knowledge, the data from our community, the data from our channels. This is how we program those tools. He's the guy that builds them, but he's also an AI genius. So anyways, we're going to be doing a class coming up. It's going to talk about accelerating your YouTube channel with AI. And so this is an elite class. You're going to get access to that. And then there's a couple elite creator AI tools. One is the YouTube Stage Accelerator. So this is your personalized AI tool to rapidly move through the 5 stages of YouTube growth. Super cool. So this tool, besides the fact you'll have to be clear, human coaches on these training sessions that happen weekly, me on the monthly mastermind, but you've got access to this proprietary tool that we've created at Think Media. This actually comes out in a couple weeks, but you're locking it in during this 6x6 offer. And this will help you know exactly at a higher level how to rapidly move through the 5 stages. And you're going to get the creator voice clone script system. This is super cool. So once you've posted some videos, we're going to use your existing videos. You could put these into the AI. It then helps you write scripts faster that will have retention, but will be in your voice, your exact voice, tone, and style, to also trigger the algorithm, help retention, get views. And so again, a couple cool tools that are inside of that. So just so you're clear on what VRA Elite is and this special 6x6 offer, you get the weekly small group sessions. You get the monthly mastermind with me, Sean Cannell. You get the monthly pro level YouTube workshop. You get the biannual channel audits. You get the thumbnail and office tech hours. You're going to get the bonus, the Build Your Dream Team. Bonus 2, the AI Advantage Masterclass. Bonus 3, the Elite Creator Tools Suite. And then and then the private VRA Elite community as well. So when you add up all of these things individually, that is a individual value of $9,479. But you can save big during the 6x6 promo that we're doing as well. And this is really, again, it's speed. It's the fastest path to your best year ever on YouTube and in your business, right? If we zoom out for a second, this is, most creators are trying to climb the mountain alone, right? They binge videos, they try random tactics, they second guess every decision. Well, imagine having a clear roadmap for every stage, real accountability from Think Media coaches so you stay consistent, expert feedback on your channel and your content, tools to speed up your workflow and sharpen your message, and a team in your corner helping you grow strategically, not randomly. That's how you make real progress. So whatever your season is, this will help you go faster, whatever stage. And as you know, following our systems and our programs, our students have generated 29.2 billion views. So this layers on top. I know some, you might be watching this, you're a part of Video Ranking Academy. This might be the time to apply at viralvideocoach.com to see, like, I want to take it to the next level and get into small group coaching and get into these monthly masterminds with myself. And so if all you got was a personalized roadmap for your next stage of growth, confidence and consistency to publish every week, expert feedback that accelerates your channel and your skills, and a proven plan to grow your income with YouTube your way, would that be worth the $3,000 investment? Think about that. That's for the entire year. That's for 2026, your best year ever on YouTube. If you want to inquire, apply at viralvideocoach.com. And to be clear, we do not accept everyone into VRA Elite. Jump on, you might want to, just because you're curious, go to viralvideocoach.com. You know that this special offer is not cheap, but it's an investment into real coaching. But if you get there and we learn about your channel and where you're at, we'll resource you with some other stuff. You'll jump on with Keith or Harrison. We'll have a conversation with you. Be like, listen, Elite's not right for you right now, but here's something that's maybe more affordable. Here's something that's free. We just want to help. And so you can inquire at viralvideocoach.com. We only bring on creators we know we can help that are serious about growing a profitable, purpose-driven YouTube channel. And that's why there's an application. So it only takes a couple minutes. And if you're a good fit, we'll invite you into the program and you can take advantage of this limited special. So it's our 6 for 6 limited promo. You buy 6 months, you get 6 months free. You're locking in the year of Video Ranking Academy Elite, including the Elite AI Tools Suite. And again, it's a $3,000 investment, but that gets you a full 12 months. And let me be clear, this is not for people looking for shortcuts, hacks, or overnight success. And it's not for course collectors who consume content but never implement. But this is for disciplined creators and business owners who are ready to execute, grow, and win this year. I think you know who you are. You might be like, bro, love the podcast. Great. Subscribe. Love the content. I'm at like stage 0 or 1. It's probably not the time for you to join Elite. But if you're like, even if you're at stage 2 and you're like, man, I want to lock in and I understand the power of getting in the right room, of getting accountability, then check it out, viralvideocoach.com. Because if you're ready to make this your best year ever on YouTube and in your business, then just apply there. And listen, wherever you are today, creator, momentum maker, content pro, entrepreneur, business builder, or creator CEO, your next level is not just tactics, it's an identity shift. So whether you walk this path with us or you walk it on your own, remember this, you're one stage away from the breakthrough that you want, and you're one decision away from accelerating your entire future. And I promise you this as well. You can take this free assessment. So it's entirely free. you could go to mycreatorquiz.com, and it's a free assessment to find your stage. If you want to click the link in the description, or you can click the link in the live chat if you are here live during this training, I encourage you to check this out. It's super fun. You just answer a few questions, and it's not just going to tell you your stage, because you might have been able to self-identify. It will give you some resources on here as well to help you go further, faster. That is my gift to you today for hanging out with me on this class. But I want to welcome Victoria back, because you might have some questions. She has a few announcements or some other things for us, and here to help for probably the next 30 minutes or so. Shout out to Super Chat. Thank you so much. Shout out to another Super Chat. Thank you, Tantrum Nose. Thank you, Philos Grease. And Victoria, I'm going to take a sip of water. I'll be back.
Awesome. Okay, I did get a few questions in the chat. I wanted to address really quickly logistics. Most people were wanting to know if there's going to be a replay of this, and also we're asking about this offer. We're actually really floored and love the fact that there was so much positive feedback about our offer. So regarding the replay, the class will be available for a limited time. So make sure if you are just jumping in now, you go back, get the whole class from the very beginning all the way through. There's a lot of really great value and things that Sean dropped. And so this is something that it's, I think, applicable to everybody who's here and who's on YouTube. As you're growing, you need to be able to establish where you are, do that self-awareness assessment, and figure out where you are and how to get to the next place. So make sure you catch the replay. And then on top of that, this offer is a holiday sale. So just keep that in mind. As Sean said, we only have 50 spots available. So this is something that will not be offered continuously. So if you are curious at all about what, whether this is a fit for you, or just even wanting to get more information and have a chance to speak with a team member, go ahead and apply. We'll reach out to you if you're a fit, and then we'll be able to give you more information on a call as well. And so like Sean mentioned, you can go ahead to viralvideocoach.com and get your application into us. So there's that. And then just one last reminder about the mycreatorquiz.com. That is where you'll be able to get your exact stage, know where you're at. And also from there, you'll be able to, like he was saying, there's so much information when you get to your results that we outline for you of what your next steps are, what you're most likely to run into, your hurdles, the blocks that you're going to have, mental blocks, and some recommendations on how to overcome that, and the next steps for you as you are on your own journey through your YouTube creator journey. So we are going to be diving into some Q&A, Sean, when you are ready to come back on up. And I do have a few things to cover regarding the offer that people wanted to know a little bit more about. One was they were wanting to know if there was an established channel, or what's the baseline that we're looking for people who are interested in applying and just wanting to know what do we have to have for them to be able to be a candidate.
So here's the cool thing about VRA Elite. If you're wondering, do you have to have an established channel? I mean, if you want to get in shape and you go to the gym, you have a couple options, right? You get a gym membership and you can just self-motivate and go to the gym. And if you are self-motivated, you show up. Now you're not getting feedback. You got to use the machines, figure things out. And then there's different things you could invest in. You could buy a book on the 30-day workout plan. Maybe it's got pictures, you watch videos. But there's another level of getting a personal trainer, right? Getting somebody who's scheduled. So you need to show up to meet them, and they are, giving you feedback, and it costs more money to invest in that. So ultimately, I would say that anybody that wants to join VRA Elite, that is an option for you. I saw a couple of people here, and I agree. 6K is a great price, but 3K is a phenomenal price. Yeah, definitely jump in and apply. 3K is a reasonable cost. So, that's also over an entire year's time, but you're getting 12 months out of that investment. So I think that's what it is. It's like you can decide to kind of do it on your own at your own self-pace, or you can get coaching. And if you want that at a beginner level, then we're there to help you. Now, when you apply though at viralvideocoach.com, which you can see ticking along the screen here, or just click the link in the chat, we may not let you into the program if you don't have a decent level of clarity, or you're totally unsure of what you want to do, because we only want to work with people that we can help. So for example, in some cases, there's individuals that maybe they're a real estate agent, or maybe they're like, I know what I want to do and I've kind of thought about my business model. We go, okay, you haven't started yet, but like you kind of have an idea, like then we're going to jump right in because we can help you get to your financial goals and your views goals quickly. If you are totally at a beginner stage 0 or 1, I'd recommend what I recommended earlier. Click subscribe and listen to the Think Media podcast, watch our free classes, implement like crazy. And the one caveat is if you jump on with our team and you're like, listen, here's the thing, I need accountability. That's the big difference. Accountability is priceless. Community is priceless. And I understand in VRA, there is a level of a group and there's some live streams. It's a whole nother level when you're scheduled to show up and you get on Zoom with coaches and there's conversation, like Lorena said, people that are talking to you, calling you out, holding you accountable. So if that sounds interesting to you and you're just curious, then just apply it. Viral Video Coach. That's what I would say.
Awesome. Yes. Another question that came in was if this price is the same, whether you're in VRA or not.
Yes, the price is the same because at the end of the day too, and as we mentioned, the investment into Video Ranking Academy Elite is a $6,000 a year investment, but our 6 for 6 offer is basically 50% off. You buy 6 months, you're going to get 6 months free. So it's $3,000. And there's no discount for being a Video Ranking Academy because it is group coaching. And, we have that hard cost of not just the staff and the team and the coaches and the excellence of the program, but also the tools and the tools we upgrade, the AI tools that we continue to program and improve and all of that. So yeah, there's no discount. But what I would say, Pam, if you're interested, is go to viralvideocoach.com and apply. Jump on with our team. We'll see if it's a good fit. And if it's right for you at this stage, we'd love to have you in the program if you qualify.
Awesome. Yes. And then I also saw this one come through. I thought it was a really great, we were talking about mindsets and the shifts that we need to make. Coaching from $8 a day. It's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
So Dave, we hope to see you and your application coming through. Really great question. Maybe this is something we can clarify. The difference between elite and viral coach if they're already in VRA.
Yeah. Okay. So forgive me. The URL, you can see it on the bottom of the screen. Viralvideocoach.com is just it's a URL. It's just like, and it's a URL that redirects to a page that is, some long link that's hard to say. You know what I mean? So that's just a URL. It goes to thinkmediacoaching.com/viralvideocoach.com. So ultimately, viralvideocoach.com is just a URL that'll take you to the application page to apply for coaching with Think Media. Okay. So then the program's name is Video Ranking Academy Elite. Now, if you're already in Video Ranking Academy is a do-it-yourself program. Okay. So you have access to the course, you have access to the updates, and you go through that course on your own. Yeah, you do get a few things that happen in the group. There's the monthly live streams and stuff. But here's the difference. Group coaching. That's the big thing. Small group coaching. You jumping on, coaches that know your name, coaches that are on Zoom. So, it's kind of like if you think about fitness classes and stuff, imagine like doing a fitness class and it's like you and 7 other, people and you just get feedback from like in that small group. We do have a one-on-one coaching level as well. It's a bigger investment because one-on-one also, it's way higher touch. And so you can inquire about that as well. It's called Accelerator. So that's the big difference. And I'll try to summarize so it could be super clear. Video Ranking Academy, do it yourself. Video Ranking Academy Elite, group coaching. Video Ranking Academy Accelerator, one-on-one coaching. If you want to learn a little bit more, I would encourage you just to apply because there's no harm in applying at viralvideocoach.com and see if it's right for you because there's a few differences with the different programs. But at the end of the day, do it yourself, do it in a group, small group, or do it with a one-on-one coach. That's how we're here to help you with these programs.
I had another question come through. If I'm just starting, would it be best to start with VRA or Elite?
Yeah, I think it's a great question, Kelly. And I think you could jump onto the call if you want. Listen, I know for some of us on here, probably for all of us, $3,000 is real money, But for some of us, you might be like, that's like what I spend on my golf habit. You know what I mean? Like my blowouts at, when I do my hair, like, you know what I mean? We all spend our money in different places. So bottom line is it's going to help you go faster. Accountability, period. The program itself is way higher touch than a do-it-yourself, self-paced course like Video Ranking Academy. So if you're just starting, then I would say it's mostly up to you. And we would love to talk to you about that on the phone. And so I think there's maybe two questions. One would be self-awareness. What do you think is going to help you get to your goals faster? Trying to get motivated and go to the gym and be disciplined. Maybe that's your personality. That's a self-awareness thing. Then jump into VRA and do it, like commit to the program. Or you're like, no, I do better when I've got accountability. Then jump into elite. And then of course, consider your finances. I think if you're in a situation where you don't have access to the funds, or like VRA elite, it's between paying rent or paying for VRA elite, then pay rent. Like, then don't join this program. But I know for some of us, it could just be the reallocation of funds, right? So it's like, man, 2026 is my year to take YouTube serious. A couple of years ago, I started to take my health seriously. And it wasn't just because I wanted to get Brad Pitt Fight Club ripped. I mean, I suppose, that's one target, but it actually was because of chronic pain. I started to experience really high levels of chronic pain in both arms and wrists and hands, tendinitis, tendinosis, nerve entrapment. And I hired a personal trainer, and it was a $6,000 investment. And it was actually a couple, White Wong, in Las Vegas at the time where we were living. And it changed everything. And it changed everything in terms of my momentum. I got my form right. I started to develop strength. I started to get feedback. I also had momentum. You spend more money. Here's the power. When you pay attention. Like when, like the transformations in the transaction, I found that sometimes just investing in a program like this is an identity shift of like, I'm taking YouTube serious in 2026. When you buy $7 books, $15 books, if you're like me, you buy more books than you read. You intend to read them, but you're like, but when I invest in coaching, I just show up and then the coach kicks my butt. That's what I did when I invested in business coaching recently at $43,000 a year. And it was so transformational. Do you know how precious I treated those sessions? I was recording them on my phone notes, like transcribing them AI, like taking notes, and I was executing. And the accountability was huge because I had like homework to do. I had to show up, and I wanted to avoid being like, man, I didn't do my homework. So it's kind of a mindset thing if you're ready to get serious. And the reason I use my health journey as an example is this shift for me was, I'm tired of being in pain. I need to make a change, and I'm going to put my money where my mouth is, and I'm going to invest in this. And since that time, I think about that. Like I recently just did, Bear Performance Nutrition's Black Friday sale, why is everyone's Black Friday sale like today? You know what I mean? Like Black Friday, it was like last week. People running Black Friday. I mean, I guess we're doing our 6 for 6 promotion, and Black Friday is not, for another 10 days or something. It's just funny, right? Black Friday now starts in January. In 2026, Black Friday is going to be in January. February 1st, someone's going to be like, our Black Friday 2026 sale is starting. It's meaningless at this point, but good deals. So I just invested like $300 yesterday in my health. Why? We invest in what we care about. And in that movement with Nick Bear and Bear Performance Nutrition, the whole thing, and not just the creatine and the whey and everything else. What is my point? The investment into my health is because I wanted to get results. And yes, again, maybe the physical, but for me, it was actually, shoot, I want to have strength to lift my kids because they're boys and crazy and they have so much energy. I need endurance, and I want to reverse pain, which I've been doing. Turns out that actually through exercise and myofascia stuff and some other things, I used to be at an 8, 9, and 10 level pain in my wrists and shoulders and all this stuff. At this moment, I'm at a level 0, and it fluctuates on the right side to like a level 1. That's crazy. It all started with investing in a personal trainer. And to this day, I continue to invest. And I do the same in my business to the tune of hundreds of thousands of dollars. And so that's it. That's a long answer to say, like, I think, Kelly, if you want to get serious, or anybody watching this in 2026, different levels you can engage with us. Subscribe to the podcast. Join VRA. Join VRA Elite. But even if you're just starting, you're going to go faster with accountability. And even if you're just starting, like that decision to invest in this program, because by the way, hop on the phone with us, but what you're investing in is 6 months, and you're going to get 6 months free in our 6x6 offer. You're making a decision today, right? That I'm doing this thing. And no matter what comes your way, because here's what I can tell you. I can't promise you that 2026 is going to be smooth sailing. It won't be, right? Because you already know, oh, shoot, I didn't know this was going to happen, with my schedule. I didn't know this was going to happen. That's why investing in this is the decision to say, no matter what comes, this is my year. And I'm going to lock my arms with Sean for those monthly masterminds. I'm going to lock my arms with the Think Media coaches, and I'm going to just lock in. It's not for everybody, but if that's the kind of results you want, that's the kind of community you want, then yeah, absolutely. Go to viralvideocoach.com to apply. And we'll make sure that whichever one, VRA or VRA Elite, that's best for you for exactly your niche, what you're doing. We'd love to hop on the phone and talk to you.
I just want to shout out Fox Den. She resonated with that. She said, thank you for that response, Sean, because I was really starting to feel bad. I need to pay my mortgage as I don't even see $3,000 a month currently. I am in VRA and I'll be in your coaching group one day. We love that, Fox.
Amazing. And I love that point. Yeah. Again, like we would say, again, if you don't have access to the funds, it's not for you. But if you do have access to the funds, or it's the season to flip some stuff on Facebook Marketplace, like there's $3,000 sitting in most people's garages. Just a few hustle decisions, which is an identity shift in and of itself. Like, whoa, I just like took the next 10, 20, 30 days and I made the $4,000. I put some skin in the game, the $3,000, because, there's a bunch of stuff you're not using, the exercise equipment in your garage, those golf clubs that are collecting dust. Anyways, back to you, Victoria.
How do we know if we are not a fit? Is there an email or a call?
Yeah, there's a call. So actually what you're going to do is go to viralvideocoach.com. All that is a URL that's going to take you to this page. We'll drop this link in the chat as well. Click the link. And what you're going to do is you're going to apply. That first part is going to be really helpful, is just applying for coaching. And then on the other side of that application, you'll see if you could get to the next phase as well, which is a call. It's not an email. So it'll be a phone call, but just go to viralvideocoach.com, fill out the application, and then we'll walk you through those steps, or we'll point you in another direction. Because again, listen, no matter like whether VRA Elite's right for you, whether VRA is right for you, or whether you just want to hang with us, our mission is the same. We're on a mission to help you crush it on YouTube and build a profitable YouTube channel. We're on a mission to help 1 million purpose-driven people create a full-time living doing what they love with YouTube. And so a lot of individuals, again, you're at a place where right now it's like between your mortgage or this program, it's like keep paying your mortgage, but lock arms with us, like stick with us, because 2026 is going to be a banger year. And especially, stay connected to the podcast and think about this, maybe turn off some voices or some podcasts or some other things and make a mental decision to get serious. Make a mental decision to get through stage 1, 2, 3 as quick as possible and shift right now and go make the money, or go to your garage and flip some stuff on Facebook Marketplace. Like you could give yourself some targets. Like if now's not the exact moment, and if now is the moment, because you're like, actually, there's a lot of different stuff I'm spending money on, or different hobbies or different things, and I'm not really doing much with it. Like I do have access to the funds, or I could move this around or whatever, then jump in, because there is only 50 spots for the 6x6 offer, because we take the quality control of our coaching program seriously. And it's this real human coaching. So there's capacity. So once those are filled up, then the 6x6 offer is over. But it will be a call, but that's if you get past the application stage. So just go to viralvideocoach.com, fill out the application, and then follow the steps.
Yes. And I know our team does also follow up via email sometimes too. So just keep an eye out for both. Next question was, I'm not sure if the program would benefit my channel. Is there a review to see if my channel would be a good fit?
Yeah, I'd say the same answer. Ultimately go to viralvideocoach.com, which you can see ticking along the screen right there. That's the URL. You could type that into the browser, or, link in the description or chat. Fill out the application. Our process will walk you through the steps. It will answer that question when you get there and apply for coaching. So when you get there, you're going to get here and you're going to say, have you posted your first video? Is the first question. It's really short, really fast. Just go to viralvideocoach.com. We'll walk you through the steps.
We had another question coming from a VRA student, and they are wanting to know, I am in VRA and would like to upgrade to Elite. Do you offer monthly payments like you do in VRA?
I just want to say hi to Chris Williams Ministries. I don't know if whether you join or not. Let me just say hi, because hi by name. You don't have to buy the course if you don't want to, but I mean, you did say you will. So I'll see you inside of VRA Elite. It's going to be a good year. Let's crush it, Chris. Okay, take me back to that other question.
Yes. Do we have monthly payments like we do in VRA?
Yeah. So jump on the phone. Like, here's the deal. Like, we wanted to make it simple for the 6x6 offer. And so you'll talk to Harrison or Keith by making that investment into pay for 6 months, get 6 months free, basically 50% off. That's what comes in at $3,000. So talk to them. It might just be a little bit more. It is just a little bit more if you want to do a payment option. I do believe you have a payment option, and I don't know that it's monthly, but jump on the phone with us. It might be 3 months or something like that. So check it out. If we're here for you, Chris. And if it doesn't work out, no big deal. But you could go to viralvideocoach.com. If you're curious at all, I think that that's a conversation worth having. And if you're in VRA and asking, then I think you're absolutely going to love VRA Elite. All right, Victoria.
Someone wanted to know if this is also good for German-speaking channels.
Yeah, it's a good question. I'm curious. I think probably the biggest thing would be, do you also speak English? We have a Spanish specialty because we have a bilingual team member. If you're fluent in English, yes, because the execution for you is going to be German, if that's what you're doing. But the coaching and the strategy and the tools and everything are going to work in any language. If you don't speak English, which I'm probably guess you do, if you're asking and you're here, then it would be difficult to coach you. But I believe you do. So that should be totally fine. Right, Victoria? Ultimately, we don't have anyone that's fluent in German. So if we only...
No. Exactly. I think Alex knows a little bit of Portuguese, but don't quote me on that.
Yeah. So, but if you speak English, then absolutely check out viralvideocoach.com and apply, and we'll make sure that it's a good fit. And if not, no big deal.
Yes. On the mindset piece, I thought this person is great at trying to figure out if they're a good fit for Elite. And they are saying their problem is they when getting started and feeling like they just don't know what to do, and also accountability because of ADHD, and then they get stuck and it's just like a spiral.
Well, by the way, that's great, Lisa, because that's the point. In general, for creatives, for business owners, for entrepreneurs, we're idea people, right? We have lots of ideas. A lot of times, entrepreneurs do have ADHD. Is that true? You can fact check me. Hey, ChatGPT, is it true that a lot of entrepreneurs have ADHD? That might be like an urban myth or something. But it's what you actually find is that entrepreneur wiring that you would think is, short answer, yes. Research consistently shows that a higher than average rate of ADHD traits are among entrepreneurs. So Lisa, welcome to the crazy family of other creators that are on this. That everyone's feeling validated right now. They're like, I knew there was something wrong with me, which check it out. That actually means there's something right with you. But of course, it's getting disciplined and learning to temper it. And that's the power of accountability, doing the right steps in the right order. Throughout the years of my career, I want to say 15 years ago, I remember I spent a few $100s to buy like a bundle of this guy's book, and I got a coaching call with him, and one coaching call changed my life. I only got one coaching call, and I just got to talk to him for a while. He looked at my website blog at the time, and I was also doing YouTube, and he gave me some brutal feedback. I was doing this channel called Think International at the time, and he just revealed all this kind of stuff. They started talking to me about like, what are you even doing with like your time, and what are you focusing on? Just getting into an environment where you're being coached, it becomes the cure for these challenges of being stuck and not being clear on what you're doing and being scattered in multiple directions. But let me encourage you this. When I invested $43,000 to hire a coach for 1 year, and that was group coaching, I was on these calls with 7 other people. And a lot of times I would get on there and I needed to consider this. I needed to be reminded, not like I would ever stop. Talk to Victoria. She'll validate. She'll be like, yeah, Sean's got some ADHD stuff going on too. Like every level of the game, I still need help to focus and dial things in. Like I'm all over the place and it's actually more costly and it's more of a problem at this point. You know what I mean? Like and so, I don't know if that was a good answer. Victoria, would you say that I might have ADHD traits as well?
I just dropped it in the chat. Yes, I say it's so easy to derail, Sean, and there's an element for sure. I would say a little touch at a minimum.
Absolutely. And so it is always it's helpful for me. It's helpful for the team. They're like, slow down, bro. You know, I get ideas all the time. I want to launch new things. Those, by the way, those types of things are great, but they're really bad for ascending through the stages. We're dreaming about stage 4, thinking about stage 5, wanting to start everything over, start a new channel. So you get into VRA Elite, you're just locking in with your coach. That's like, hey, okay, remember the plan? Let's work the plan. Let's tweak the plan. Oh, here's a mistake. Oh, you're kind of off from the plan. Feedback. So anyways, yes, ADHD is a superpower. It means you focus really well on the things you love. Many of the most successful people and billionaires have it.
Yeah.
Amen.
Shut out the noise of what doesn't matter, right?
That's right.
Awesome. Okay. I also on this mindset shift process, there's somebody who's in the chat and they had said that they identified it at stage 4 for themselves and they were sharing a little bit about their success. I thought this was really cool because his follow-up comment was sharing that it took a mind shift for him. And it was almost like once he did it, it was like immediate. All the success, the results, the change in his like revenue streams, everything was from that mindset shift.
Hey, that's amazing and great results there. I mean, yeah, you're talking a channel here doing between 4,500 and 7K because of clients. And then with not a lot of AdSense, big example of how a small channel can make big money when you have the right business builder mindset. But it's a big deal. And if you're just joining, by the way, you know, rewatch this replay because we talked about the 5 stages of YouTube success. We haven't shared this publicly like this as a brand new training. And I realized my identity needed to change, but the epiphany I shared on this class about the fact that, of course, systems, of course, tactics, of course, that stuff, it might seem almost too woo-woo or just seems too like, okay, tell me about thumbnails or something. But no, identity shift is the upper limit problem. It is the thermostat that really determines working through the 5 stages. And anybody watching this, rewatch this, save this video, mindset shift, but heart internal shift is a really big deal. All right, Victoria, what's next?
Yeah. So not only are we talking about mindsets, but people are saying some of them have the mindset, but it's their skills and experience that are lacking. And Elite also can help them grow in that area as well. Just wanting to point that out.
Yes.
Yeah. If you had anything you wanted to expand on that, but just knowing that people are getting access to our coaches where we can point out and, you'll be able to be in those group settings, but you'll still have the ability to ask questions and be able to be like, okay, here's my video. And someone can be like, okay, this is the skill that we need to grow now. This is what you need to be focusing on. And having that external point of view is helpful. Someone wanted to know, back to the stages, wanting to know how often they should be posting in order to feel like qualified, move from stage 1 to stage 2.
Okay. So Sarah, I looked up your channel and I saw that as far as I could tell, you might have a different channel, but I typed in this exact URL that it looked like your last post was like 9 years ago or 9 months ago or something. So posting is important. By the way, posting is critical. The only way to succeed on YouTube is to post videos on YouTube. So how important is posting frequently? Posting frequently is important for all the stages. Now, frequency is overrated in the sense that some YouTube business models, maybe they're more of a vlog, lower effort, higher volume content channel. Some are maybe higher produced videos. The history channel I shared earlier, if you want to watch the replay, is focused on one high quality kind of history narrative driven video a week and crushing it with ad revenue. So there's different models, but posting frequently, of course, is critical, but posting strategically is also critical. All you got to do to go to stage 1 is post your first video, because now you're not just a consumer, you're a creator. And then you should keep posting if you're going to get to stage 2, because you cannot build momentum with one video, right? To get to stage 2. So that was a kind of a long answer to say, yeah, how critical is it to go from stage 1 to stage 2? Post frequently. But here's one of the biggest things I think, and I'll share this. Everybody says, we say, it's just very common to say you should post a video a week. But I think that's overrated advice. I think that it's okay. If you could shoot for a video a week, 52 videos, 52 uploads a year. Great. But if you do 36 uploads in a year, that's awesome. You could build a lot of momentum with that. If you did 23 videos in a year, that's awesome. Like we're like stressing out over math in a way. The power, I think, of weekly is the point of discipline. So here's the cool thing is when you onboard inside of VRA Elite is like, it's a customized roadmap for you. What's the season of life you're in? How much time do you have? What is your skill level now? So consistency is a key, but consistency looks different for different people and it looks different for different channels. So anyways, I hope that helps. And congratulations, because I want to say how we got here. Just signed up and look forward to the call tomorrow. Can't wait to see you. And congratulations jumping into VRA Elite, or signed up for the Viral Video Coach call. The call tomorrow. All right, we'll see you on the phone. Viralvideocoach.com. If you want to learn, if you're curious and just jumping on, number one, if you're just jumping on, we're talking about a special offer that we have on our program called Video Ranking Academy Elite. If you want to watch the replay of this live training, start at the beginning, because we went for about 70 minutes of tactics and the 5 stages of YouTube success. But if you're ready to take your YouTube channel to the next level and have your best year ever on YouTube, just apply at viralvideocoach.com. We're doing a special 6 for 6 offer where if you join for 6 months, this is our group coaching program, you get 6 months free. And then again, if you want to rewatch, we're answering your questions right now, but if you're just jumping on live and you got value today, by the way, can you hit the like button? But you can watch this training where we break down the 5 stages of YouTube success. Victoria, let's take just 1 or 2 more questions.
Got it. All right. And we kind of touched on this, but if there's anyone just jumping on, people are wanting to know, what level do you need to be to join Elite? Like, who's it a fit for?
Yeah, that's a great point. It's not just for the 4 or 5s. Here's what I would say. If you look at these levels, what level do you need to be to join Elite? So there is a level 0, by the way, and a level 0 is you haven't posted yet. So you're a consumer and you haven't stepped into being a creator. Once you press record and you step into being a creator, at a creator level, you haven't made any money yet. Level 2, you've made your first dollar and you build up to anywhere from $300 to $1,000 a month. Level 3, you've now kind of cracked the code on YouTube and you've got some consistent revenue, maybe 3 to 10K a month. I'd say even $1,000 to $10,000 a month. And then business builder, you have some kind of product or offer and you've delegated something, even if it's just your taxes and your bookkeeping, maybe editing. And then creator CEO, you're really scaling. So the thing is that VRA Elite can help you at any level. That's the self-awareness question for you. Do you value accountability? Do you have access to the funds? Would you rather have our help and our coaching rather than just doing another course? Courses are amazing. The only weakness of a course is the self-discipline to go through the course. And you know that because you've probably invested in courses before. I love them. I still buy them. They're my favorite thing. They're amazing. But even I know that, especially during Black Friday and holiday sales and whatnot, I'll buy all kinds of things this year with the intent to do them. But sometimes I get overwhelmed with info. Info is not bad. But that's actually why maybe you're watching this and you should at least apply at viralvideocoach.com, because the cool thing about VRA Elite is it's not a course. It's coaching. That's different. It's accountability. It's different. If you've never been a part of a program like this, then see if it's right for you. Go to viralvideocoach.com and apply, because this is this could be the game changer. Maybe you're like, I've bought books and I bought courses. If you've never been in a high quality group coaching program, go to viralvideocoach.com and apply, because it could be a game changer for your 2026. So absolutely, if you're at the higher stages, it'll help you go faster. But if you have some momentum, or even if you're at the creator stage and you just are like, I want accountability, again, you don't have to be in shape to hire a personal trainer. You could be really out of shape, know nothing about exercise, not know the form, not know how to do the lifts or whatever, but you hire a personal trainer because you're like, listen, I want to get results faster and I want feedback. Then VRA Elite is something you can check out. And by the way, we don't accept everybody because there actually is an application. So really the move to make is just go to viralvideocoach.com and apply. And if you get through the application phase, then you could schedule a call with us, one of our team members. And so just head to that website or click the link in the chat. We'll be posting it there for you as well, and you could head over there.
Absolutely. Well, Sean, that was probably the last question we wanted to hit on, but I just wanted to remind people that we have a limited time replay. There is a quiz. I will drop it in the chat one more time for those of you who are here live. This is where you can see your exact stage, no guessing, just because you watch the training, do the quiz, figure out where exactly you are and get a little bit more clarity, and then the customized recommendations for you based off of your stage. That's all there on the quiz. So definitely fill that out. It's really short and you'll get a lot more clarity as to where you are. So fill that out. And then like we mentioned before, viralvideocoach.com to be able to apply and see if Elite is a right fit for you.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Victoria. And thank you everybody for being on this training. Still 200 of us hanging out on November 18th, 2025. And so if you're just jumping on or you got value today and you like trainings like this, then can you smash the like button? Hit subscribe if you're not subscribed. Super fun hanging out with you. Listen, 2026, we are all in at Think Media. We are here for you to help you win on YouTube, help you create the best content ever. And so keep tracking with us on the tech channel as well. We'll help you with gear, lighting, all that kind of stuff. Grateful for you. Sending you love, respect, appreciation, gratitude. Happy Thanksgiving. And we will talk soon. All right, y'all. Peace.